Talking of social media, Instagram, well, you are just so amazing talking to camera and also behind camera on your Instagram stories. Now, before the pandemic, you were amazing about, coming back from the flower market with all the flowers ready for a wedding. So for florists or florists to be who are maybe a little nervous about appearing on camera, what would you say have been the benefits, and what advice would you give them?
This week's podcast guest is Rachel Husband from the Rose Shed. Rachel's a florist in Bristol, and she shares, first of all, her small business journey, how she started off at the age of 13 and how she's grown her business over the years. And what I really love about Rachel is how she really shows up online, on social media, and also blogging and her website, and we expand on that in the interview. So I hope you've enjoyed listening to Rachel's story.
Hello, Rachel. It's so lovely to have you here. How are you?
Oh, I'm really good, Rona. Yeah, thanks for asking me. Yeah, I'm excited to chat.
My pleasure. And I was looking back and realised that we met back in 2014 when you came to one of my workshops and I ran them in London. So we've known each other a very long time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But your career in floristry started when you were very young. So can you share your small business journey, please?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, as you said, my kind of career started when I was, well, it wouldn't have been a career at age 13, but I got my first job in a florist in my hometown in Somerset. So yeah, just Saturday girl, sweeping the floor, doing buckets, conditioning. So that was my first kind of, entry into the world of flowers from more a point of, it's a job. And it wasn't until I kind of, the more I worked, the more I realised what a amazing job it could be. So yeah, I worked for kind of an old school interflora florist. It was really, really traditional. And if you think 20 odd years ago, well, I'm 35 now, so that would have been 22 years ago. So it was really old fashioned, nothing like you'll see now, like big cellophane wraps, chrysanthemums, carnations, alstro, maybe like one Asiatic lily. It was basic flower recipes for the bouquets. So yeah, very different to what we do now.
So why did you choose to be a Saturday girl in a florist shop?
I think, I don't know, I just walked past all the job. Lots of my friends worked in like the chip shop and stuff. And I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. So I definitely lucked out having a nice job. And I've always just, you don't notice at that age, do you? But when you look back, you realise that you are like love being in nature. And I think it's just really, it's really part of me now. So I stayed there for a year, and then I ended up getting a job in the nicer florist in town. Not nice, just different. So she had that was the first time I saw wax flower and parrot tulips. So she was definitely more my kind of florist. So you got just exposed to so many more different beautiful flowers. And the Dutch guy used to come on the lorry, and you could go on and have a look, and it was just like so exciting seeing all these different varieties. So that's when I kind of knew I loved flowers, and definitely a job that I wanted to pursue.
There was all the experience you have now, was it all actually by doing it, or did you go and study?
Yeah, so shops, and then I worked for lots of different people, just moved around really, just learning on the job. And then I ended up so working for lots of different people in different shops in my home sort of county. I ended up working for a big business who did artificial flowers. So that was more like corporate-y, I'd say. So we had clients like Next, Laura Ashley, where we design the kind of products that you'd see in kind of home wares. We would design them, and then they would be manufactured and built on site. So it was that process from designing something and then seeing it through into retail, being in the shop. So that was good. That was like design, like brief led costing. So you were working in that more kind of corporate environment, which I think helps you develop lots more skills. And then I moved to Bristol with my boyfriend at the time, worked in a gorgeous shop in Clifton. So that was just a completely different floristry world to what I'd grown up with. You know, you've got these huge amazing clients, you know, big houses that you dress, huge weddings. So it was a really good journey, I think, working in Clifton, which is, for people that don't know, it's a really nice bit of Bristol, the posh bit of Bristol. So yeah, lots of lovely clients.
And how old were you then, do you think?
I was, I think, when I moved to Bristol, 22. So I worked there for a couple of years, and then now my business this May will be 10 years old. So I would have been doing my self-employed kind of journey for 10 years.
Wow. So what was the trigger for the transition from working in a shop to actually setting up your own business?
I think I just worked for people long enough. I'd got all my skills, my knowledge. I was getting your confidence as well to think, wow, I can do it on my own. I think maybe at that age I was a little bit naive, thinking, yeah, Miss Independent, I can do it, which I did. But I think, yeah, it's just having that confidence, learning everything, knowing that you could do it on your own. Reach saturation as well of working in shops. Like, I do miss the shop aspect a bit, but weddings, events, that's what I wanted to work on, the bigger kind of, you know, weddings. That's where I was hoping my business would go, and where I was kind of preparing it to go.
So where did you work from when you first started your own business?
I did have at the back of my garden a little garage. So yeah, when you look back now, you think, how did I fit everything in? But I know when you start, you have tiny weddings, don't you? And then you grow them. But yeah, just kitted it out myself. Well, not myself, I didn't do it, but yeah, workshop based out of the garage. So yeah, and then I was there for about 5 years, and then I've been at my current studio workshop for about 4 years.
So you started your own business, but
yeah.
What was your decision-making process as to what kind of floristry services you were going to offer?
I think I definitely wanted to go down the wedding route, because I love weddings. I love that excitement. I love the kind of the pressure and the last minute thing. I knew I didn't want to do retail, because you are committed. I mean, you're definitely committed to wedding business, like, especially now looking into it, it is all consuming. But that whole stood there Monday to Saturday, I didn't want like bricks and mortar. I wanted to be flexible. I wanted to kind of hopefully choose and work on the jobs that I wanted to. And yeah, just to change and just definitely focus on those weddings, which is what I tried to do.
So how did you promote yourself and get clients?
Then I would imagine it was kind of when Instagram was kicking off. Maybe it had been around for a bit. So I remember I had a website, so that was okay. And it's probably, if you ever looked at it now, it'd be horrendous, wouldn't they? Really basic. But yeah, Instagram, Facebook. I did start my blog from the beginning, so I really enjoyed that. So that was a way of like pushing myself out there. And again, getting coverage from other people's blogs. I think I did a couple shoots. When everything like Love My Dress, What My Wedding, you know, they were the beginning, and it was that real like, wow, weddings can be cool and different, and the whole world of you do what you want for your own wedding. I think that was when it was, well, easily accessible online, I guess. So yeah, Facebook, Instagram, blogging, that's where I promoted myself.
Great. So you have been doing wedding flowers for all this time. How would you describe your floristry style to your bride?
Yeah, I would say sort of natural, elegant, romantic, country garden. I love seasonal flowers. Yeah, all the big blousy, how you would imagine a garden. I think, yeah, that's my style. That's the route that I would go down. I think you just get so many gorgeous flowers at each time of year. You know, each week you think, oh wow, this new variety is coming in. I just feel like you need to embrace it and use what you've got at that time.
There's 2 images on Instagram which really stick in my mind from you. The first one is the back of your van, and I think, did your dad or your husband help you with making the like storage option?
Oh yeah. I just completely, it's one of those photos that it was actually off the cuff, but when you take it, you think, oh wow, that looks so pretty. Like, how could a transit van look that pretty? But yeah, no, we made it. How many flowers can you fit in a van?
It was just like tiers of flowers. It's incredible, and it went mad on Instagram, didn't it?
Yeah, no, it did. Like some photos you take and you just realise, wow, it does go crazy, doesn't it?
And I know the other one I remember from your Instagram is the beautiful like meadow-like aisle that was in, I think it's like it looked like quite a rustic building, and you had, I think it was white and maybe blue flowers down the side of the aisle with the chairs. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, no, I just think, oh, beautiful. All the like the growing aisles, the flower aisles, yeah, they were really popular when we could do weddings. So I'm looking forward to doing a few more of those.
Which brings us nicely on to, how have you coped the last 12 months? Because I saw you wrote a blog post right at the very beginning, which was so transparent. I've just gone tingly. I'm just talking about it. Yeah, so lockdown starts. What's your reaction?
Yeah, I mean, from floristry point of view, business point of view, just like everyone, I guess you're just completely overwhelmed. Like none of us have experienced this before. You're kind of trying to take it on personally as well, aren't you? As well, like what's going on? But how am I going to navigate my income, my couples, my weddings? Like for someone who is a planner, and I like organisation and planning and knowing where I stand, you do think, wow, how on earth are we going to get through this? So yeah, I think at the beginning, and I remember writing my blog thinking, oh, is it too much? Is it too honest? But I think it just, you have to be honest and show that you are people as well going through it, as well as like business owners. So yeah, I think the initial shock, the panic, and we just look at your computer and you just have like cancel or postponement after postponement after postponement. So obviously my business is predominantly weddings. I'd say like 95%, say a year ago, would be weddings. And you're doing like 60 weddings a year. So that's a lot of people that you've then got to talk to, help, kind of you feel heartbroken for them because they've had their big plans postponed. So yeah, those first couple of weeks were a real shock, and just seeing your calendar go, what? Just away from you. But then I guess, yeah, once reality, you get a bit more of a grasp on kind of what's going on. Or I think back then we anticipated that by the autumn everything would be okay. So everyone rejigged for autumn, and then you kind of think, oh, well, aside from the pandemic, that's awful. I've got a couple months off. I can do all the things I wanted to do, but, because you never have time off. Yeah. So I think it's been a struggle for everyone, particularly, if your weddings, events, just that unknown, and then being unable to plan for when things start off again. So you'd have kind of a clearish gauge, you'd work towards that, and then obviously that would get thrown out the window again. So couples are then rejigging again, and I've got a couple that are on their 6th date, and
oh my goodness.
Yeah, and you feel for them because they just want to get married, and they're happy with the 15 guests, but they moved to April the 25th, and then they couldn't do it inside. So so now we're on June, and I'm thinking, oh my God, it has to happen because that's like the 6th time.
That's so much work for you with the whole admin side of it.
Yeah.
Wow, liaising with the couple. So it must have been.
Yeah. It's
really...
been like a year of admin, which that's not the fun bit of floristry, is it? I mean, it's part of it, and I get it, it's a necessity, and I'm good with my quotes and my pros and emails, and I do, obviously, but yeah, it's not the fun bit. So we've had that whole year of moving people, and then people want the same dates, but then you have to liaise with the photographer and hope everyone can come together on the same day. A couple people have had to let down because you can only be in like one place at the same time. And, we've got loads of amazing florist friends, so we've kind of helped each other out, which I think's been really important. So we'll always try our best to kind of, be there. But with the amount of times that people have had to rejig their day, I think it's just been some you just can't do.
Oh, wow, well done on tackling that. I am just in awe of your entrepreneurial spirit as well, Rachel, because when you realised that weddings were off the table, could you tell people what you decided to do?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not very good at keeping still or being busy. I'm just not good at being quiet. And so this year has definitely helped me personally to realise you don't have to be 100 miles an hour all the time. You don't have to be everywhere. So I think the first lockdown, as much as I was twitching, thinking, what am I going to do? It definitely helped me. But by the end, I was thinking, right, I need to do something. I want to do flowers. I miss them. Like, they're part of you, aren't they? When it's your job, your passion. I think for not having them, that first 7 weeks is probably the longest time you've ever not been around them. So yeah, I started off like a lot of florists, the bouquets, weekly flowers, when I knew that, you know, government said flowers were a business, you know, if I can't remember the word that they said, essential. So my market then opened up, which was good. So as long as the market was open, I was happy to do what they were doing. So yeah, just weekly flowers, which proved really popular. People were at home, weren't they? You need something to cheer you up, or a bit of change of scenery. So yeah, people were buying them for themselves, sending them to their loved ones. You know, that worked really well. House plants as well. I used to do like pop-up shops in the workshop, say 3-4 times a year, where I'd just get loads and loads of plants, fill them, and people would come and buy them all. So that, obviously I couldn't do that, so I ended up putting them onto the website, bought a load of plant pots from a supplier, so kind of just made the online shop that was already there, luckily, just more products, yeah, more options.
And you did DIY Christmas wreath kits as well, didn't you?
Yeah, so did the wreath kit, so that was really popular, because usually December I don't tend to take that many weddings, because I know I do the classes. So you think the first 2 weeks you just do a workshop every night and then a couple on a Saturday, so it's really busy, it's loads of fun, it's kind of, you're getting towards the end of the year, everyone's happy and Christmassy. So I definitely missed that, you know, that social aspect of seeing people. So yeah, the kits, everyone loves it. You know, you had the video that you could follow, or a couple of people bought them for like their mum, say, and then themselves, so they could do it together. That was really good. And ended up doing something with Vodafone. They saw my video or my promo, so I ended up doing their like staff Christmas party, like a wreath making.
Wow.
That was cool. I had to go to their studios and they filmed. So I don't know how many are sent out for them, but the whole workshop was just like, yeah, cardboard box city.
I did see that on Instagram, actually.
Yeah, good fun, I think. Yeah, I think as long as you've got something to aim for,
yeah,
you can just throw yourself into the project.
So you've also started doing nationwide delivery of Dryfast, is that right?
Yeah, so I've got some dried options on the website, so like neutral ones. I've even gone the bright route, which at first I think, oh god, some people do it amazing, and I think I'm in awe of them when they have their really crazy, colourful, bright dried. So yeah, I've got a few options. They're not as crazy as they could be, because I can't quite bring myself to make them fully wacky. But yeah, dried bouquet, so they've been popular as well. And they're just little pick-me-up gifts, aren't they? If you know someone's down, or everyone's been struggling up and down, haven't they, this past year? So I think people have become thoughtful and realised, not that they weren't thoughtful before, but it's a nice gift, isn't it, to just send someone thinking of you. That, you know, I've just noticed that has changed so much this year, people's card messages, the reasons behind sending things. So it's been nice in that way, because yeah, people have cheered each other up with flowers.
So if you had predominantly a wedding customer base,
yeah,
how the people who were buying your house flowers and your house plants and your dry flowers, who were they?
I have tried, I mean, I've had an online shop for the last, I don't know, 4 years maybe, and my aim, like from a business point of view, was to push that and alongside the weddings. Like I wanted to get a member of staff or like an apprentice, so my aim was to always try and push the shop a little bit, get enough that I could have an apprentice or someone, you know, full time, and then that would when you're quieter in like November and January, that would tick them along. But some reason it just never got there. I've got an amazing computer guy, and yeah, the whole SEO thing, which is a minefield, isn't it? It's, yeah, I've spent a lot of time working on that. So I think a combination of me working on the website and lockdown has pushed it up again. So yeah, SEO, just targeting my Instagram to more Bristol or different hashtags, I guess, maybe. Like putting posts on our local Facebook group, just to let people know that you're here. That's worked. So yeah, you're right. I guess if my clients are mainly wedding people or wedding inspiration, yeah, transferring that into an everyday kind of customer basis. And then, yeah, I think, and Google, posting on Google, that's helped loads. So I get direct phone calls all the time now, you know, can you send a bouquet tomorrow? So it definitely works if you do it. Yeah.
Talking of social media, Instagram, well, you are just so amazing talking to camera and also behind camera on your Instagram stories. Now, before the pandemic, you were amazing about, you know, coming back from the flower market with all the flowers ready for a wedding. So for florists or florists to be who are maybe a little nervous about appearing on camera, what would you say have been the benefits, and what advice would you give them?
Yeah, I think it is beneficial because people get to know you. It's like they'll look forward to seeing what you've got in. You know, your couples be following, looking forward to seeing what you've got in, or people that are getting married next year will be keeping an eye out for what you're getting in this year for inspiration. I think, yeah, working on your own, it's good to show your own personality. People feel like they know you before they meet you, which I think instills a lot of trust. They can just get a feel for you. So they might like you, they might not. So yeah, I think it's good to just be yourself, get out there, show your face. People just warm to a person. And I think, yeah, you're just more familiar then, aren't you? And yeah, you can gain trust. People can see what you've got, see what you offer. If what they're looking for is your style. There's so many benefits, and you just got to do it. Be confident. Like, you think a million people are watching when you first start, and you know they're not. You just got to practice and just go for it, I think. Yeah,
I know lots of people are very nervous about it, and I was originally, you know, but I think, as you say, it's practice. And do you save what you're going to say and then post it, or do you post it live generally on stories?
I think I just do it. So there's generally a bit of the dog, the flowers, there's me chatting about flowers, and I think, how can you not like flowers? I think what we have to offer as florists is so interesting, and I think we probably get used to it a bit more, and we think, oh, we've got Sweet Avalanche again. But you know, to someone, that's the rose they want in their bridal bouquet. Like, show them it's interesting, and it's so visual. You can behind the scenes as well, like even just the messy floor or the conditioning, people probably don't realize what goes into it. Even just going to the market at 5 a.m, you're there, you've got like 10 crates you need to get inside, unpack, put into water. I just think there's so much interesting content that will be valuable for people.
People just love to see behind the scenes, don't they?
We're all nosy. We want to have a look behind the scenes, see what the workshops are like, see what people are like. I think, some of my favourite florists are ones that you feel like you can watch and you look forward to hearing what they say. So, and that's from a florist point of view. Yeah.
So I've noticed also, as well as stories, you're very, very good at putting photographs of yourself on your Instagram grid, and I know that you've got a very lovely photographer who comes in. So tell us more about what made you think about putting photos of yourself and actually working with a professional photographer.
Yeah, I think, we can all do selfies and stuff, and that's fine for stories, isn't it? Like, oh, I'm here. But I think just having like clear professional like headshots, I guess you'd call them. I mean, like coming on your course when you mentioned it earlier, what was that, 2014, the social media course, that was all about being professional, putting yourself out there of how you want to be received, how you want people to see you. And we are in jeans and jumpers, florists. I am now, but you can look professional, can't you? And have your setup, have your workshop. And I think a professional photographer can come in. I've got a girl called Adina. She's lovely. She lives in where the workshop is. So we've got like a relationship. She'll come in and she loves doing the flower shots, like flat laid, getting the flowers in the stand. Just a couple of me making a bouquet. So it's not like a photo shoot. You don't have to get anything staged. Just be yourself. Just make a bouquet, and they know what they're doing, don't they? And then you think, wow, they're really cool. Like, is that me? I could never take that on my own. So I think, it's definitely worth it.
And also, you're really good at blogging. Now, not many florists blog as regularly as you do, Rachel, but
Yeah.
why do you do it so much? What do you enjoy about it?
Yeah, I've done it from the start, and I think at the start, when you're quieter, like I had the time and I enjoyed writing about flowers, and I think showing your customers what you're about. You can talk about wedding trends, you can talk about seasonal flowers, you can talk just general like Brexit. I mean, that's had a huge impact, COVID. Like, how is that affecting your business? Therefore, how will it affect your customer? I think there's so much that you can write about, and keep it seasonal, but then you can write about a post 2 years ago that will still be current now. So when people are searching, you know, that information is there, it's useful for them. Really good. It is good for SEO, isn't it? So
Brilliant.
and I am about doing things for a reason and a purpose, because I think, yeah, it's good to look pretty, and it is amazing to have that information for your customer. But again, if it works, you know, the back end of Google, and they find you quicker, and they think it's definitely invaluable to do it, and it's therapeutic. You can get your thoughts out, you can, yes, like just having a flower chat. And I think mine are quite chatty, and my dad's always like, grammar, did you go to school? But yeah, I think
You should get him to be your proofreader then.
yeah, he'd be very good at that. So I think, yeah, it's beneficial for florists. Talk about, yeah, yourself, your day, what you're up to, the inspiration, the seasons, different flower trends. I think, yeah, there's so much you can do. And don't be overwhelmed. Just, yeah, write as if you were chatting to a friend or a client, you know. Think, just don't be scared, do it.
So lots of florists say to me that they find it hard to blog regularly because of the time involved. How do you manage your time to make sure that you can write a blog post every so often?
Yeah, I think I every now and then will just have, like, say, half a day, or I've always got in my notebook to do like blog, like ideas of what I want to do. So sometimes I'm feeling just focused, I'll just do like 4 in a row or something. So you don't have to like push them all out as you do them. So as long as it's not like Valentine's Day related, obviously, yeah, you need to get those out in January. But if it's wedding trends or something, yeah, write them and then just post them when you feel like you want to. So yeah, when you're in the mood and you're feeling focused and positive, don't do it if you just, oh, I've got to do it, because you just won't want to write, and it won't read well, I don't think. So yeah, I think that's good. But yeah, it is hard, isn't it? Timings and fitting everything in, and we've all got loads of things that we could do that are way more pressing. But I think it is part of your business and running your business, like social media and the blog. I do treat it as like I'm doing a proposal, because it does gain you work in the future.
Yeah, definitely. So when at the beginning of the conversation you said that before the pandemic, weddings were 95% of your turnover, what would you say is happening at the moment?
Well, wedding wise, I've got a couple coming up with the 15, but most have moved to June. But then it's like touch and go. Like, people are like, are you looking forward to the 21st of June? And I'm like, well, not really, because we know a week before whether they can go ahead or not. Like, I'm not filled with lots of optimism. I'm very realistic. It could get pushed back, which is heartbreaking. We don't want that. Couples don't want that. Like, all we want is to do our job. So I am still kind of trying not to get, excited maybe. But yeah, at the moment it's good. It's doing the bouquets, doing the plants, doing the little homeware gift pots. It's definitely an avenue that I would like to continue alongside the weddings, and it keeps you sane as well at this time.
Yeah, absolutely. So on your website, is it WordPress?
It is Wix. I've just had it done, which you had WordPress for years, which I love. But the guy, and I listened to your one the other with Kelly the other day, and I was like, oh no. But yeah, the guy that I work with now, he says he prefers that. So we've gone with that. I think their online shop is really good. And I have found that better, like behind the scenes, the online shop orders and logistics and that kind of thing. So yeah.
Okay. I just wondered what you were using for the shop. So no, that's fine.
Yeah, so I think
what works for you, it's all that matters, really.
Yeah.
So having started in floristry at such an early age and then setting up your business, what advice would you give to someone who's thinking about setting up their own floristry business, Rachel?
Yeah. It's difficult. There's so much you can say. I think if you're thinking about setting up, just go and work for people, try and get some experience. There are loads of amazing courses out there. But yeah, I think, and it is that whole chicken and egg, isn't it? How do you get experience if you haven't got, so I do understand that. I know it's really difficult. I get so many emails like, can I come and work? Can I come and help? I really love to. And I think you want someone that does it really quickly, but then it's like, how do they get that experience? So yeah, I think try and just offer to help at shops, sweep the floor, get that background bit, conditioning, do some courses. And then I think, you can find your own style, can't you? And work out where you want to go. Do you prefer the shop? Do you prefer the events, or, workshops? Lots of florists specialise in doing workshops, don't they? Or like teaching. There's so much you can do. I think, find your own kind of what works for you and your kind of avenue that you want to go down.
So moving forwards over the next few years, you're hoping and praying that weddings come back with in plentiful supply, I suppose, as well as keeping your shop going.
Yeah, definitely. I think I can't wait I just want to build a flower arch. I want to do a marquee. I want to just get up a ladder. I love the bouquets in the shop, but I feel like that creative kind of going into a marquee and it's completely bare and you just leave it and it looks amazing. I think, really miss that. So hoping weddings will carry on. I think they will be smaller, I've got an amazing one on the 24th of April and it's going to be stunning, and it's huge, flowers everywhere, but there's 15 people. So I'm thinking you can do it, small scale, but go big on flowers. And I know that's like the dream client, isn't it? Not everyone not every wedding will be like that. I appreciate that. So I'm looking forward to that one. And then, just carry on the shop, keep the weddings. I think it has made me realise that I don't need to be like a million miles an hour all the time, and I don't need to do so many weddings. I need to like chill a bit as well. So I've learned that this year.
You're growing older. That's what happens to us all, Rachel. So what would be your 3 practical tips that you're going to share today, Rachel? What's number 1?
My practical tips. My first one was, I put it in my notes, was to show up, be consistent. So on social media and your blog, people want to see you. Be consistent. People will look forward to seeing what you post. Everything you post, adds a bit of value. I think people will. I think it's coming out. Just show up, be consistent. I think that's really key. My second point is to delegate. So think we can't be good at everything. We can't be super women, even though we think we can. Just find people that are experts in their own field, like photographer, computer person, accountant as well. Like, I know I can't look at it's just not for me. So I'm happy to just pay someone. Don't even attempt to do it. You can put your energy and time into the things that will make you money, make your business more successful. Does that make sense? That would be
absolutely
a main tip. And the last one I said about pricing, I think business point of view is so important. Flowers are pretty and amazing and beautiful, but they are expensive. So I think getting your pricing structure, think about your delivery, your time, staff, all the bits that cost, cards, envelopes, things like that. Everything adds up. So having that kind of structured pricing, I think from the word go as well, will help you then sustain it in the future. So
you have to have so many hats, don't you, being a small business owner?
Yeah, I know. No wonder
it's not just flowers. It's not just people. The floristry industry is an amazing industry, and you're really lucky to work in it. But it's blinking hard work, isn't it?
Yeah, and I love it, and I think I am lucky. I know I am, and my day-to-day life and my flowers. But you think, all that behind the scenes, and we do put that out on Instagram, don't we? Because you don't want to see a spreadsheet all the time. That's boring. You want to see the flowers and the pretty bits and the big arches. So I think, it's that combination of showing that, but then also, all the hard work behind the scenes, that goes into running the business.
Yeah, and I think you've just done an amazing job, Rachel. You really, for me, seriously, you really have embraced the online medium, and you've really realized how you can use the online platform to really promote your business by showing up.
Yeah, definitely. And I think everyone can do it, can't we? You know, there's times when you, I guess, maybe have a break or things go on and you don't really want to do it. I get that. But I think generally from a work point of view, we can all do it, can't we? There's no shortage of stuff we can post about.
No, and you have such a lovely medium, you know, product that you you just can't go wrong with flowers, really, can you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we are lucky.
So where can people find you online, Rachel?
Online, so you've got the website, so it's www.theroshed.co.uk. Instagram, obviously that's a good one, so that's at the Roshed. So yeah, they would be the two avenues I would say if you wanted to go and have a nosy around the blog or Instagram.
I think 100% people need to go and look at your Instagram, and definitely your blog for inspiration. I often, when I'm training florists on social media and Instagram, I highlight you as a person to look at.
No way, there you go, see,
Yeah.
must be good.
Coming to my workshop. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Rachel, for your time today. It's been so lovely to catch up with you.
Thanks. No, it's good to chat always. And just anything flowery. Yeah, it's good. So thank you. Thanks for asking me. And I've enjoyed
very welcome
so far. I can't wait to hear who else you've got on. Yeah, they're a real treat to listen to.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So I hope you've enjoyed that interview with Rachel. It was so lovely to catch up with her and hear what she's been doing over the last 12 months and how she's coped and been really entrepreneurial and thought of other revenue streams that she could use for her business, which is predominantly weddings. So I hope you've learned a lot from her advice and that her enthusiasm for showing up online rubs off on you and you start blogging more and showing up on camera more. So I'll see you next week.